Hi, everybody. Welcome to Sociology 1. This is Miss Skull. I am a member of the VHS South Social Studies Department, and this is Sociology, the study of human relationships. I created sociology about 17 years ago for Vineland High School. I started my teaching career at Bridgeton High School, and the teacher that I took over for had sociology in his teaching schedule, and I fell in love with it. And when I started teaching at Vineland High School, I requested that this course be introduced, and it's been successful ever since. You can get a hold of me at hskull@vineland.org. Please make sure that you spell my last name correctly. It is Skull, not Skull. If you send it to Skull, I will never know that you wrote an email and sent it to me, and I will never get it. So it's incredibly important that you spell my name correctly. We will also be using YouTube for some lessons and documentaries to watch. And I'll give you more information about how to find me, but you can look for Hillary Skull on YouTube, and that should be my teacher YouTube page. So this is me when I was you. That is my senior portrait from Vineland High School. I graduated class of '88. Ironically, my classroom that I teach in is the same class that I had my senior year elective. That elective was called American Social and Political Behavior, or ASPB for short, and that was the precursor for sociology. I am starting my 24th year of teaching. This has been an unusual experience for me. I thought I had seen it all and experienced it all, but this COVID season that we're experiencing now has really taught me some new lessons. And sewing is my superpower. If we were in class together, the first couple of days, we would get to know each other. You would get your textbook, and we would go over the sociology syllabus, which is basically the game plan for the year. It includes what sociology is and what the expectations are for you as the student and for me as the teacher. So we're modifying things a little bit, and this slide pretty much sums up the syllabus for the year. You are going to need to keep a notebook, which I will explain a little further on down the road. Again, there will be YouTube videos. There's Crash Course Sociology that we will be using extensively in this class. And then we're going to be practicing the 4 C's of 21st century skills. Critical thinking. In sociology, we call this sociological imagination. Creativity, collaboration, and communication. If we were in person, at the top of the page here, this would be the grading policy that we would continue to use. And you know this grading policy very well. But since for right now we are online, the district is using a different grading policy, which is outlined here at the bottom. There's basically 2 categories of assignments, and each category is weighted the same percentage, 50-50. Every assignment counts. There will be less of them. So please make sure that you complete all assignments and turn all assignments in. Some more information about the new grading policy. Any assignment that you turned in and you didn't do so well on it can be redone. If you scored below an 80 on something, you have the option of taking it again. You will not receive full credit for it, but it will be an improved grade for yourself. So keep that in mind. The lowest grade you can receive on any assignment would be a 50. All assignments are going to be posted in Google Classroom, and periodically I may need to send out a Genesis mass email to you, like I did at the beginning of the year, which contained the Google Classroom code. Assignments for the social studies department are given out on Thursdays most of the time, and due the following Thursday most of the time. I got to tell you, sometimes I'm going to throw up a video or an email to you guys with maybe just a reminder, maybe a quickie 5-minute lesson, something like that along the way. Each assignment will have detailed instructions, possibly a rubric if we're using them, maybe a sample design of an assignment. And you can always reach out to me and ask questions about the assignment. Please ask these questions on Classroom. If you ask them on Classroom and I answer it, maybe somebody else had that same question and they needed to know that answer as well. If we were in person for my class, you would be responsible for supplying pen or pencil, whatever you're using, highlighters and colored pencils, and a notebook. I would then give you the textbook, which hopefully you've already picked up from school. But for online, you're still going to need these items, especially the notebook. Obviously, we'll be communicating online, and you're going to need a laptop or a desktop or a tablet. Yes, your cell phone works, but that screen is awful small. You need a bigger screen to watch these videos, to watch these lessons. And I know you've probably got to share the internet and you've got to share these resources at home. We understand that. That's why we're giving extended time on lessons and assignments. While we're online, we're going to practice something called netiquette. I'm sure you've heard that term already. If we're doing a lesson live, there are certain protocols that need to be followed. You're going to stay on mute. This way, there won't be an echo or any interference. I'm going to try to keep my dogs as quiet as possible. But, things happen. Best way to handle this is when you're not contributing to the class experience in that moment, just mute yourself. Also, let's think before you write and speak online. Tone is important. Since I can't see your face and since I can't hear your voice, we've got to keep things professional. Instead of saying, "Okay, fine," to me or to a fellow student, please, let's be a little bit more considerate. Right? Thank you so much. Your camera does not have to be on. That is optional. However, I would love to see your face. Please realize that when your camera is on, that I can see everything behind you and that you can see everything behind me. You're going to notice some of the lessons I'll be doing. I was able to set up a classroom in my basement. I actually bought a ginormous chalkboard for it, and I do have a big flat screen TV that I can put lessons up and talk us through them. All right. And above all, please keep an appropriate appearance. Make sure you're looking school appropriate. Let's talk expectations. You need to log on to your classes every day. Every day for high school is a different academic subject area. Usually, again, social studies will be Thursdays. Sometimes I'll have to sneak something in depending upon what the lesson is, depending upon what's happening in the world in that moment. Make sure that you have submitted your homeroom attendance every single day. Yes, they are keeping track of attendance. If I post something, please make sure that you read it carefully. If I email you something, please make sure that you read it carefully. If there's an assignment posted, please make sure that you read it carefully. If you're struggling to understand something, please ask questions. Ask them on Google Classroom. This way, if somebody else has the same question, they're going to get the same answer. If there is something that you want to keep between me and you, then absolutely you can directly email me at hskull@vineland.org. Please make sure that you complete all of your work to the best of your ability and turn things in on time. That will make your schedule easier for you, and that will make the teachers' schedules easier for them as well. And we are going to maintain an interactive notebook. What is an interactive notebook, you ask? And I thank you very much for asking that question. Basically, it's going to be a creative, colorful, meaningful classroom experience that you get to carry around with you all of the time and you don't need the internet for. We're going old school. You're going to be writing notes. There's going to be a left side of your notebook and a right side of your notebook. The right side is going to be where the traditional information will be. I will then have you maybe rewrite your notes when you get home, or use highlighters or colored pencils to help you pull important information out so that they will become more memorable. It is incredibly important that you put the date on everything that you do. If the time comes and we're actually in person and you need to submit something, yeah, you got to put your name on it, you got to put the class period on it, and you got to put the date on it as well. There may be some activities where on the left side of the notebook, I'll ask you to write a journal entry and answer a couple of questions, or you can draw an emoji of how you think you're doing learning this particular unit. All right. So you're going to need highlighters. You're going to need colored pencils. You're going to need either a spiral notebook or a 3-ring binder because it will be easier for you to bounce back and forth between the left and the right page. Sometimes we might cut something out and put it in your notebook as well. So you're going to need tape or glue. Hey, who knows? We might even get into some glitter activities, okay? So what is sociology? Sociology is the study of society. But what does that mean? Take a look at these 2 quotes here for you. My students often ask me, what is sociology? And I tell them it's the study of the way in which human beings are shaped by things that they don't see. The second quote there says, the function of sociology, as of every science, is to reveal that which is hidden. So the point of sociology is to not only be able to evaluate what's going on in your life, but we're going to connect it to what's going on in the world around you. And again, this concept is called sociological imagination, which you'll learn much more about as we go through the course. Did you watch this short video lesson? What is sociology, from Crash Course Sociology number 1? If you haven't, now is the time to watch it. I'm so glad you're here with me. I'm so glad you're taking this class, and I can't wait to get started. Let's roll.